Hey, it's Eben. Right here in this video, I share one of my best trainings on how to get rich. For more advice and tips to help you with money and creating wealth, just click the link you see in this video or go to ebenpagan.com.
So along these lines, as I mentioned, very few things actually make money. Most of the things that people do, most of the activities inside of a business, and most of the things that people do as activities to make money don't work. Very few things do work, all right? And there are only a few things in business that make money, and these are the things that create value. Okay, so a couple of questions. What is value, and why does it matter? What is value, and why does it matter? And as you can see here, the equation for creating money is value and then money. Okay, so we want to create value and then money, which we'll get to in a moment. But first, let's talk about what value is and why it matters. For many years, I've been asking myself the question, what is value? What is value? And I would say that this question has led me to more money-making opportunities than just about probably anything else I've thought of. Right? And it's also led me to help others find money-making opportunities as well. So if you looked up value kind of in the economic sense, what you'd find is a word that economists call utility. You may have heard of this word before. And we're not going to go into an economics course and get all technical here, but I think this word is interesting. And utility, or utility value, is the value that someone expects to get from getting something or using something, or the satisfaction that they'll get from it. In other words, what's the emotional satisfaction of getting something or using something or having a problem solved? Now, utility and utility value is important to think about, and I recommend that you write the question, what is value, on a little Post-it note, and you put it on your computer screen so you look at it every day for a few months. The reason that this is so important is because this leads the mind, your mind, my mind, and any mind that really asks it, it leads it to find those opportunities where we could create value and make money. And it turns out that value isn't a thing, value is a process. Okay? Value isn't a thing, it's a process. And it's a process called valuing. And it turns out that we humans have a predictable process that we go through when valuing things. So, for example, if I have a problem, as it gets more urgent and as it gets bigger, the value of solving it goes up. As I have a desire or a need, okay, as that desire or need increases, the value of the solution or the product or service that will give me what I desire, it goes up. And there are periods of time, there are points in our lives where we have big pain and urgency, or we have big fear and frustration, or we have big desire and want. And when those emotions are at their highest, okay, when we're peaking in our emotional need, whether it be a fear and a problem, or whether it be an aspiration and a want, that's when a solution or a product or service that solves our problem or gives us what we want, that's when it has the most value, because that's when we're going through the process inside of ourselves as seeing the problem getting bigger and bigger, or experiencing it getting bigger and bigger. So when you ask what is value, what you're going to come up with is it's a process. Okay? Value is a process. It's called valuing. We have different ways of doing it. Different personality types value things differently. And value goes up as our need goes up, as the urgency for something goes up, as our emotional fear or emotional desire goes up. So again, here's the equation for creating money. Create value, and then the value can be turned into money. Okay, create value, and then the value can be turned into money. Which leads to a logical next question. So what creates value? Okay, now we just discussed this a little bit, but the most value is created in business when a problem or pain is solved, especially if there's urgency involved. Okay, so the most value is created when a problem or pain is solved. Write that down. Problem and pain. These are where most of the money is made. When you add urgency, it dramatically increases your probability of this particular area of value being a good money-making opportunity. Products and services that take away problems and pain create a lot of value. So what are some examples here? Well, one of them might be pest control. Okay, if you find a bunch of bugs in your bedroom, that's a big pain and urgency. You have a high emotional need there. Okay, so when you have the person come over and they say, I can get rid of these bugs, you can just take out your checkbook, right, and write a blank check. It almost doesn't matter how much it costs to get rid of the bugs inside your bedroom. If you have a toothache, okay, and your tooth is really pounding, having that solved, okay, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. There are a lot of services and products, all the way from a little $10 bottle of painkiller that you get in the drugstore, all the way up to a multi-hundred or $1,000 visit to the dentist. Okay, so things like this, where there's lots of pain and a lot of urgency, this is where a lot of value can be created. Now, you do not need to be, the bug guy or gal or a dentist in order to help people solve their problems and cure their pain. It can be done in a lot of other ways, some of which we'll talk about, but those are some examples that you could probably relate to. Another area where a lot of value is created in the world is the marketing and selling of products. Okay, so the marketing and selling of products and services is a very high value activity in business, as this is what generates customers. Okay, marketing and selling. You remember how I said that what most people do in business actually doesn't make money? It doesn't create a lot of value? Well, what we've got on this particular slide here, in this particular area, is essentially two different areas of value creation. One is products and services, and the other is marketing and selling. Okay? One is products and services, and the other is marketing and selling. And if we generalized further, we could call products and services, we could call all of it products, because in businesses sometimes they're all called products. And if you summed up marketing and selling into one area in a business, you might call that marketing or merchandising. So it really comes down to products and marketing. Creating products or products and services that take away problems, right? Take away problems and pain. And also, we'll talk in a moment here, but deliver desires is another topic that we could cover here, or another area where you could create value. And then marketing and selling of these products and services. Now, guess what I try to invest most of my time doing inside of my business, personally, like right now? You got it. Creating products and services that take away problems and pain and create a lot of value, and the marketing and the selling of those products and services. And guess what I try to not do, and I try to outsource to others, right? You guessed it. All the accounting, all the administrative work, all the tracking, and much of the other busy work that goes into running a business. So why do I do this? Because I know that if I can invest my time on only those things that create the most value, that in the end, right, at the end of the day, I'm going to have been doing the things that will have created the most money in the long run. And since business is a game of creating value and money, I want to be doing the highest leverage thing. Now, I want to caution you right now. At this point, what most people ask is, okay, great. Well, what do I do? Give me the template. Or they say something like, well, I don't really like to sell. I don't like doing selling, so give me something else. I just want to say, you really need to take this information right here to heart. Okay, creating products and services and then creating the marketing and the selling that sells them. This is all that's important in business. This really is it. This is 80% of the game. And if you're not doing both of these things, okay, if you're not creating high value products and services, and you're not doing the marketing and selling of those products and services, you're going to create maybe 1% or 5% or maybe 10% if you're lucky of the money that you could possibly create. It is very important that you create a lot of value if you want to create money. And it's very important that you work on your products and services, creating high-value products and services, and then work on the marketing and selling of those products and services if you want there to be money in the bank at the end of the day.